Some folks in Denver may be throwing up when they get the next contract proposal from Mark Rogers, the agent who has one NFL client and therefore can drive a very hard bargain every time he's at the table for Russell Wilson. Wilson meeting with reporters yesterday, an exchange that curiously didn't make it into the transcript that the team sent out, but it is in the video. Here's Russell Wilson talking about the new contract signed by Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray.
I don't really worry about those guys and what they're doing. It's awesome for them. Obviously, Kyler, great for him. Obviously, Lamar, his situation, but it has nothing to really do with me. I'm excited to be here. I know that. I know I want to be here for a long, long time, hopefully the rest of my career. And just, it's been a blessing just to be here with these guys. I mean, to be here with George Payton, he's been amazing to me. Coach Hackett, first class, unbelievable mind, unbelievable way how he leads this football team, the rest of the coaching staff, the players, the organization. This is a tremendous honor. So every day I look at it as treating every day as a new day, and treating every day as just going into it. So that's my focus. That's my sole focus, and winning a Super Bowl for the Denver Broncos and more.
A lot of Seahawks fans heard what he said yesterday and reacted by saying, didn't he say the same thing about the Seahawks? Right. I plan to play in Seattle for a very, very long, long time. And look, he's just walking through the door in Denver, and it's not like he's going to start jumping around from team to team. But they're going to have to deal with this contract at some point. And the reality is, for any of these guys, the sooner you do it, the better. Because the market keeps changing, the cap keeps going up. It's always going to be more expensive later, unless you have a David Bakhtiari situation, obviously, or if Russell Wilson just falls flat. I mean, what if, we just assume he's going to be great. What if he isn't? Do the Broncos look at it and say, well, we're just not going to pay you a bunch of money in 2023 because we gave up a bunch of stuff to get you. You really haven't been as good as we thought you were going to be, so we're not ready to go top of market. But I think the Broncos had to understand, Chris, coming through the door, at some point they're going to make him the highest paid player in the NFL, and they may have to fully guarantee every penny of the contract because Rob Walton, the soon-to-be new owner of the team, can afford it. And also, cap percentage. You and I have been talking about this, and I've been sniffing around a little bit to see whether or not it's a real thing for Russell Wilson because I still think Joe Burrow is going to get it in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But cap percentage to ensure that the deal doesn't become obsolete. One of the reasons why I err against cap percentage for Wilson, he ever only signs a 4-year extension. The cap percentage makes sense in a 6, 7, 10-year deal,
right? Because
then you avoid the situation where you wake up one day and say the market has completely passed me by, but I'm still one of the best quarterbacks in football.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. Yeah, the approach as far as the length of the contract. You're right. It makes no sense if it's 3-4-year contract. The percentage doesn't mean anything. You're going to get a chance to one up everybody 3 or 4 years from now. So that makes sense. But I do, after you said the Joe Burrow thing the other day, I think I texted you, or I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Yeah.
You said it. You may have said it.
I said during commercial break yesterday.
During a break.
Right? Yeah. I was just like, man, I think as the more I think about it, Russell Wilson is going to be the guy I bet on to maybe get the percentage of the salary cap. You've said so many times, the Walton family, it's by far the richest family in the NFL. For sure, like you talk about all the time, only has one agent. Russell Wilson, he's, to me, about as corporate as you get as a quarterback right now. I mean, he is. I mean, again, they addressed it, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but, I mean, he's got some life outside of football, too. Nathaniel Hackett even talked about it. I mean, we had to work with his schedule. I mean, he does his work, and he's fully invested, but he's on a plane going here for this appearance and going there and doing this for a foundation and doing all of that. I was told by somebody a few weeks ago he has an office in the front office of the Denver Broncos facility, his own legit office. So it shows you that how invested they are in him. And I think there is a good chance with, a new family coming in, big money. They want to make their mark and make sure they got their guy for a while. I wouldn't be surprised to see it.
And Russell Wilson is very adept at balancing, on one hand, all about team, all about winning, all about performing. And then on the other hand, I want my money. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's where you and I have gotten sideways in the past about being selfish. He would fall under your definition of selfish because he wants every last penny, and he's always gotten it. After 3 years with the Seahawks, boom, one of the highest paid players in the NFL. 4 years later, and the whole thing with going on Jimmy Fallon, who just coincidentally was aware of the dynamics of the quarterback market and asked him about becoming the highest paid player in league history, as if that question wasn't fed to him with a spoon. He got paid more than anybody else in league history, and now he's at $35 million. I mean, look what the market has done. That's why I'm surprised he walks through the door in Denver and doesn't get a new contract, and Deshaun Watson walks through the door in Cleveland and does. That was stunning to me, but I think Russell Wilson, that quiet confidence that I'll just wait and I'll leapfrog all of them after one season in Denver.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he's still making good money. He got the first piece of the puzzle was just to get out of Seattle and get to a new place. You know, you've discussed it before. The Watson thing was a unique circumstance of many different teams, and the fact that Cleveland botched the whole thing and screwed themselves, and they basically had to make an offer, you know, Godfather-wise, that he couldn't refuse. So that's where it's different, and you've stated before, it's the NFL's mad at Cleveland for that. They are. But Russell Wilson, I mean, I think it's inevitable. I mean, this is one that's inevitable, and I wouldn't be shocked to hear it halfway through the year or late November. It just pops up out of nowhere. Hey, Russell Wilson, new contract, blah, blah, blah. It's definitely going to happen.
Sooner they do it, the better, without question. And really, how he performs this year may not be all that relevant.
I don't know if it is.
The argument would be it's a new team, it's a new coach, it's going to take some time. And if I were Mark Rodgers, I would say, look around. Look at what he's done for this team. Look at how he's transformed the vibe around a team that has just been kind of stuck in the mud ever since Peyton Manning retired. I mean, they had people waiting overnight to get into training camp practice. There's a level of excitement with that franchise now, and it's all because of Russell Wilson. And that's part of what this is about. Look, we get caught up in the weeds of winning and losing and who's going to be good and who's not going to be good. The broader picture here is this is a business that captures the attention and the fascination and the interest of millions of people, and we're part of that apparatus, and we get paid for it, but it's all a machine to get people excited, to get people to pay attention, to get people to want to follow everything about it. You bring in a Russell Wilson to Denver, where Broncos fans have spent the past half decade wondering, what the God, I sure miss John Elway and Peyton Manning and Brock Osweiler when he was good. Like, what the hell happened to our team? All of a sudden, you flip it, and everybody's excited, and they're saying, shut up and take my money.
I know. That's what a franchise Super Bowl winning quarterback does. You know, for a fan base, that is awesome. I mean, fully invested in the Denver Broncos. I got to experience that firsthand. And it is, you know, again, an organization that's well run. I mean, it really is. It's got good facilities. It's got a great stadium. You know, it's all very easy to get to, everything there. There's a lot of positives about the Denver Broncos. And that match with Russell Wilson, I think it'll be special. But, yeah, I don't think it matters what he does this year. You're right. It doesn't. It's the first year. It doesn't matter what success we've seen from other quarterbacks and how quick and all that is. They're in for Russell Wilson for an extended period of time, and there's no turning back now.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.